Alright, so it is a cool autumn day. It's about 50 degrees out right now. And you'll have to excuse that sound. That's actually my baby monitor. I haven't been driving my car in about a month, and that is because the blower motor resistor actually went out in the car. Now, it's about an $80 part. It's not too bad, but we just kind of wanted to save a little bit of gas, so I was driving my wife's car for quite a while. But it's about time to actually get this thing changed. The blower motor itself, I'm actually going to have to change that as well. But I'm going to go ahead and go over what's needed to change the blower motor resistor. But first of all, the symptoms. I'll show you. As of right now, I don't have a fuse in the car that actually is able to control the blower motor, so whether the fuse is in there or not, it wouldn't matter. But I'm going to go ahead and pop the hood. I'll show you the resistor, excuse me, the fuse. Alright, so when I first noticed that there was a problem with the blower motor, I looked inside to see if I could find the fuse to disable it, and unfortunately in the 04 Plus, at least for my 04, there's no fuse that directly controls the blower motor itself. As you can see here, I have a 30 amp fuse that they call it a J style fuse, and I've removed that. The reason being is because when this is in here, I don't know if you can hear that or not, but the blower motor is now on. The blower motor is on full speed. It doesn't matter what I have the speed set at, it's open. I'll go ahead and turn the car off. The car is off. Keys are out of the ignition. Door is open. And as you can see, it's still on, no matter what. Well, by design, there is a blower motor resistor, and the purpose of the resistor is actually to control the voltage that goes to the blower motor itself, which allows you to change the speed, obviously. Older cars had a manual setting where basically it would click, click, and the control was actually done manually. With these electronic ones, basically this sends a signal to the resistor, which then gives the proper voltage to the blower motor itself to control speed. Now, I do not have the dual zone climate control. It's a little bit different in that setup, but the idea is the same. So with the car off, this would actually drain down the battery completely. There's not much that I'd be able to do about it. And it was fortunate that it happened when I was getting home from work and not happening when I was actually going to work, because that would have been horrible. But now that the car is running, the alternator is giving it power, the blower motor speeds up a little bit simply because it's getting slightly more voltage. Everything else works though. The AC works, the temperature control works, everything works properly except for the fan speed. Now, like I said, it took me a while to figure out exactly how to get this thing to turn off, because I obviously shut the car off, the fan was still going high speed. I thought possibly this had a connection issue or whatever, but as it turns out, the resistor is prone to water damage, particularly from your windshield washer reservoir. So what I'm actually going to do is go ahead and pull this thing apart. First of all, I'm going to have to drop the fuse out so I don't have any power going to it. But I'll show you which fuse it is. It is a J-style fuse, number 30, actually. It's hard to see. The camera's not doing so good right now. But it's this one right here. This is what controls the power. They actually call it battery main 4. But I did notice now it's off. Alright, so I pulled the fuse, and now I've got no fan control, obviously. There's no air coming out, and that's fine. But obviously in the dead of winter, I'm going to need some heat, so eventually I'm going to have to get this thing fixed. It wasn't an issue when it was nice outside. I didn't need the heat, defroster, or anything else like that. So, but everything else works. The heated leather seats, they work. Everything works except for the fan, and I actually haven't found anything that doesn't work with that fuse. So I'm kind of wondering why they would have a 30 amp fuse going to just the power of the blower motor. But you know, and especially because it's not marked blower motor fuse, it's marked you know, battery main 4. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and replace it. Underneath the glove box is a panel. I got to remove that, then I have to reach back and disconnect the resistor, and then go ahead and pull the resistor out. So stay tuned for part 2.